Good morning. These are your Nassau Guardian highlights for Wednesday, March 4th, 2026, brought to you by your Daily Bahamas headlines, especially for people on the go and those who are visually impaired. We begin this morning with the Guardian's main story on the arbitration ruling between the Government of the Bahamas and the Grand Bahama Port Authority regarding the Hawksbill Creek Agreement. An international arbitration tribunal dismissed the government's $357 million claim against the Port Authority for administrative costs in Freeport. However, the ruling also confirmed that the Port Authority is still obligated to make annual payments to the government under the agreement, with the exact amount to be determined through a review process going forward. The tribunal rejected 7 of the 8 counterclaims filed by the Port Authority. Those claims attempted to argue that the government had no authority over several areas in Freeport, including licensing for non-Bahamian businesses, immigration, customs, utilities, and land purchases. The tribunal ruled that the government still has the authority to legislate and regulate in these areas. Prime Minister Philip Davis described the decision as a historic turning point, saying it confirms that Freeport is governed under Bahamian law. However, opposition leader Michael Pintard said the government failed to secure the $357 million it had promised to recover, and warned that the dispute created uncertainty for investors in Grand Bahama. In other national news, the government says it is monitoring the growing conflict in the Middle East after recent strikes involving the United States, Israel, and Iran. Officials say rising tensions could affect global oil prices, which in turn could impact fuel and transportation costs here in the Bahamas. Some Bahamians living in Gulf states say they are experiencing anxiety as the conflict escalates, with reports of missile interceptions and heightened security in several countries. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs has issued travel advisories urging Bahamians to avoid travel to certain countries in the region and advising those already there to remain cautious. In other developments, a mistrial has been declared in the case of a man accused of raping an 11-year-old girl, meaning the matter will have to be retried. In another case, a police officer has been acquitted of charges that he assaulted and threatened his estranged wife and another man with a firearm. Prosecutors have also withdrawn attempted murder and armed robbery charges against 2 men after the alleged victim did not testify. BTC has also announced upgrades to 35 mobile network sites across New Providence and Grand Bahama. The company says the improvements will increase capacity, strengthen coverage, and improve data speeds for customers. Additional upgrades are expected in several family islands in the coming months. Turning now to the business section. Business leaders say the arbitration ruling may bring greater clarity and stability to Freeport, which could help rebuild investor confidence and encourage economic development in Grand Bahama. Meanwhile, the central bank reports that the Bahamian economy maintained growth momentum in January. Tourism activity continues to expand, especially in the cruise sector, while stopover arrivals also showed improvement. Officials say investments are also increasing in areas such as renewable energy, digital infrastructure, agriculture, logistics, and the blue and green economies. In the editorial, The Guardian says that while both sides are claiming victory in the arbitration dispute, the ruling ultimately confirms the government's authority to regulate in Freeport. However, the paper notes that the real priority now should be restoring development and economic progress for the people of Grand Bahama. In the letters to the editor, one writer argues that Bahamians should stand in solidarity with the United States and Israel amid the conflict with Iran, while another letter calls for stronger national efforts to protect children and prevent abuse through education and community action. And finally, a positive community story highlights 3 young men from Mangrove K High School in Andros who were recognized for combining strong academic performance with community service through the Lundy Schools Award. For full details and additional stories, be sure to purchase a copy of today's Nassau Guardian or visit their website to read the complete reports. And remember, staying informed helps us all make better decisions. This has been your Daily Bahamas Headlines. Enjoy your day, be blessed, and be a blessing.